Praised be Jesus and Mary. Today in the church we commemorate a moment in Our Lady's childhood when at a very early age she freely consecrated her entire life to God in the Temple of Jerusalem. Tradition doesn't tell us all the details of exactly when this happened or how it happened either. The details are hidden, like much of Our Lady's life. They're unknown to us. But it is certain that at this moment when Our Lady offered herself to God, that offering was total. Her consecration to God was without reserve. And it's also practically certain that it's at this moment that Our Lady also consecrated to God her virginity, so as to belong to Him in body and in soul. But the rest, all the other details, all the other things that we'd like to know, we don't. They're hidden. This part of Our Lady's life is unknown to us. It's known to God alone. In fact, the first time that something is said about Our Lady in the Gospels at the Annunciation. So the time between Our Lady's presentation in the temple, which we know of from tradition, and the Annunciation was a time of, though hidden, was a time of great spiritual growth, because by the time that the Archangel Gabriel visits her to tell her the news of the incarnation which would occur in her womb, she was by that time already full of grace and a worthy Mother of God. So this hidden period of her life wasn't wasted by Our Lady. Rather, she didn't wait for the big things to begin, but she prepared for them by means of consecrating to God even the little things of her life, even the hidden periods of her life. And these years were the final preparation of Our Lady and of the entire world for the coming of the Redeemer. And this is something that we can do too. Our lives are for the most part very ordinary, very hidden and composed of very little things. They don't attract any attention and they don't make history. But Our Lady teaches us, and this is the great thing about our God, that we can assign to our daily lives, to our good works, either a lesser value than they have in and of themselves, an equal value, or a greater one. If we don't live our lives for a supernatural purpose, well then our lives don't change, we still do the same things. But if we don't give them a supernatural purpose, then our lives, our daily lives, are worth either less than what they could be, or at the most, we live them on a natural level, and we squander them because we don't fulfill the capability that God gave us. If instead we give our lives a supernatural purpose, we live them for a supernatural purpose, for the glory of God, for the salvation of souls, then our actions far surpass their natural worth, and even our smallest actions sanctify us and sanctify others. Little things done with a supernatural intention are worth much. Whereas on the other hand, even big things with no supernatural intention are worth little or even nothing. What's the best way to achieve this? Well, for us actually to belong to God, the safest way to do so is to consecrate ourselves to Our Lady. To imitate her example, and she, just as she doesn't withhold anything from God but consecrates everything to Him, we can be sure that if we give ourselves entirely to her and imitate her, well, then she won't keep us for herself either, but she will make us belong entirely to God. And then for us, like for Our Lady, even our daily lives, they won't change. But our daily lives and our little good works, will attain a great value in the eyes of God for His greatest possible glory, for the spread of the gospel, for the salvation of the greatest possible number of souls. Praised be Jesus and Mary.